unprecedented. Air transport was reduced to levels never thought of being possible. The first phase, collapse and a free fall in spring. Second phase, summer with some tourist flights, not much. Third phase, autumn, second wave of COVID and low traffic. So far, passenger numbers have never reached 70% of the 2019 level. Current lockdowns will further depress traffic, and some people would be very hesitant to travel when they can. So what is special, at least to some degree, compared to other European countries? Let me point out three issues. A, deficit spending with Kurzarbeit. Kurzarbeit is the German furlough scheme, which has been extended to the end of 2021, and it has kept the working force. This was a crucial help for all industries, but airlines and airports have been hit harder. Airlines and airports are running out of cash, even with the support they are getting. So that brings me to the second point. Lufthansa has been bailed out with 9 billion euro under the condition that they provide some slots to competitors. Next point, Airbus plans to reduce worldwide 15,000 jobs, thereof 3,000 in northern Germany, which has not such a strong manufacturing base as southern Germany. From my point of view, the fiscal stimulus package was absolutely necessary. The risk is to do too little, not too much. Given Germans' obsession for balanced budget and austerity, the fiscal support is a surprise and a remarkable achievement. Germany also played a very constructive role for a European fiscal stimulus package. So from my point of view, there are 4 mistakes policy should avoid. Firstly, aviation has always been very dependent on the state of the general economy. Here I can only hope that the European member states will continue the fiscal stimulus programs. There are conservatives and industry managers who raise the fear of excessive deficits and who want to limit fiscal stimulus programs much too early. This would lead to a second dip and to stagnation. It would be damaging to all industry, but in particularly to the aviation industry. Secondly, the federal state has become owner of Lufthansa, or partial owner of Lufthansa, and this might lead to an aviation policy protecting Lufthansa from competition. Other countries might do the same, and this would be damaging because we are going back to the old days of Chicago, protected national carriers and regulation. Thirdly, airports are being poorly regulated in Germany by dependent regulators. Airport charges are regulated to cover average costs. Now, the crisis has reduced traffic, and even with all cost-cutting efforts, the average costs are increasing drastically. If airports are raising charges in the next years, the recovery of airlines will be slower, and it will be much harder to achieve. This will also hurt Lufthansa in particular, and the airports might find there some resistance. But in the past, German aviation policy has protected both airlines and airports, each in their field. Fourthly, so far the airline industry has successfully lobbied against effective pricing of CO2 and other emissions, climate change emissions. CORSIA, the International Carbon Offsetting and Reduction Agreement, has prices of roughly €1 per ton CO2. Optimal and credible prices are in the range of €50. I'm a CORSIA skeptic, though not a denier. It might work well if prices go up. In this case, it is a good policy. Before the COVID crisis, there were serious attempts to effectively price CO2 because it became clear that any promise of the industry to achieve carbon neutrality in the future, 2030, 40, 50, would be regarded as incredible if not combined with effective CO2 pricing. The industry argues for research and subsidies. Well, who will pay? Currently, industry will lobby again against pricing, and in times of crisis, this could be successful. This is a danger. This would ruin the political credibility of the aviation industry completely. So in summary, aviation policy should avoid these four mistakes and instead go for open skies, trade slots, reform airport regulation, and price CO2 and other climate change emissions effectively. Thank you.